Not everybody's as fortunate or unfortunate enough to go to a theme park with me, but they have, and it's an experience. Of course, this poor person here's grown up with me and had to go to parks a bunch, and then she got kind of adopted in. So if you don't know, this is Loral. You've seen her in a few videos at Disneyland and Universal Studios. She's up here visiting us and thought it would be a little fun to give you a little bit of insight as to what it's like to go to a park with me.
Don't.
Now, I've been able to meet a few of you and spend some time. And of course, if it's somebody that I don't know as well, it's a little more sedate, a little more quiet. But I think I managed to have fun at the parks.
Usually.
Until I'm tired and my feet hurt.
Or if we want to, just sit somewhere and stare at the scenery. But no, we have to be at this restaurant in 5 minutes and then that roller coaster in 10 minutes. And if we aren't at that roller coaster in 10 minutes, then we have to go to the other roller coaster.
And
it's tiring.
It's stressful.
It's stressful?
Vacations are supposed to be vacations, but your vacations always need a vacation from the vacation.
It's a true statement. In California, me and Amber both need a vacation from a vacation.
Mm-hmm. It was kind of funny because we have 5 days at Disneyland. Of course, I want to get the most out of it. Plus, I'm filming, so I have to make sure that I'm spending extra time to film now. Which, I don't know, Amber, I think you can say that since I've started doing the videos in the parks, that has taken a bit more time and emphasis. But even without that, I've always been one. Park opens, let's be there until park closes.
Yes. But now that he has a camera schedule, yikes.
I've already had a hard time my whole life with Dad's be there at park opening, leave at park close, all day plans, because I don't have the energy for that. I've never have.
Yeah, I can, but not when there's a camera involved.
Now, I don't know. I think it's kind of sad that here I am, old enough to have people your age.
Yeah.
And I wear you out.
Yes, you do.
Why is it that I'm wearing you out, not the other way around?
Because you're the Energizer Bunny.
You hyperfixate on the theme park to the point where you can't get enough of it. I can't hyperfixate on things like that require physical effort. I hyperfixate on video games.
And I just get tired.
Wimps. Okay. Now, you did manage to keep up with me when we did Universal Studios.
Yes.
A couple times. And we did both parks in one day.
Yes.
Which was a lot, I admit, because those were days that when we were done, it was like, okay, I'm tired. Del Taco's across the street. Let's go eat.
Yeah, he was actually tired.
Disneyland, I mean, I know there were a couple times that you two were like, hey, you're going to go there. We'll see you later. Bye.
Yeah.
I think everybody did that at some point.
Yeah, for the most part. But also, if you ever got a video wrong or like, oops, that's not in focus, then we had to wait another 15 minutes for you to do it again.
Reshoots.
Yes.
It's part of videotaping.
But then, oh my gosh, we're going to be late because I didn't get it the first time.
Or sometimes I would be looking at one of the pictures in the store or a nice souvenir, and then I would hear Dad's persona coming up. Hey, everybody, this is George Bernash here, SirWillow! And then I would have to run and hide behind a curtain so that way I didn't have to endure that.
I was less fortunate because she's had more experience with warning than I have.
The persona is a good thing to talk about, though. Because, of course, if you watch the videos, you only see what I act like on the videos. How much of the real me is that?
It's like you to the nth degree.
Yes, it's you times 1,000.
You're much louder and much more flamboyant and much more everything.
Much more everything.
Now, don't get me wrong, he's loud anyways. But
I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, I do. I can't deny that one.
It's like a special kind of loud meant to make people look at you.
Yes. Like, take last night. He was talking about wrestling. And then Margaret came out. I would like to go to sleep.
They talked about wrestling. I like old age wrestling. I don't like the new stuff. There is definitely a deal that when I am filming, though, and you get to see a little bit more real me right now, but there's definitely something, if I'm going to film, that I'll be kind of doing my routine, and then the camera goes on, it's like, hey, it's SirWillow, let's project. Not just the voice, but the personality and the energy, and
Which is genuine. It's just amplified.
Yeah. And it's something, if you ever do drama on stage, it's the same kind of thing. If you ever perform in any sort of play like the train robberies, it was that you learn to do it anytime you're essentially performing or acting or doing anything at all like that. And so, yes, the cameras roll and that pops up a bit. And yes, support Amber. You're not antisocial, but she's enough of an introvert that Dad's personality comes up and she's like, no!
It's like the sun to a vampire.
When people put on a show, it's a little bit too much for me. I also have a hard time when I'm just in a normal conversation and suddenly somebody starts posing and being really loud and saying catchphrases like a cartoon character.
Now, see, he does that normally, though.
I don't really have catchphrases, though.
No, you don't have catchphrases, but
we've had a
the
couple
rest
friends
of
who
it
did.
Yeah. Which, a good example of the difference, the very first time I got to take Amber down to Disney World with me, so February of 2018, we were doing the meet and greet at Disney Springs. She was out walking around with Loral at Disney Springs, and I had a group around me. I'm just talking, I don't think I was really in my show stage that much. A little bit. And they come walking up after being at the stores with the group, and I see them like, oh, hey, there's my daughter and her friend.
They turn and look at us with these giant slasher grins.
It's so freaky.
And like, you don't know us, but
like,
we all know you.
That has happened so many times, and no offense to any of you guys, because if you love him, I guess by default I have to love you guys too. but yeah, so me and Amber were just like...
It's a little creepy.
It is a weird thing when you do something like this. When people start to recognize you. It's weird. It's strange. And I know a lot of you go, oh, that'd be cool. The very first time it happened to me, I was actually with my son up at a music store in Springfield. And I was buying a couple microphones for our church. And as I'm checking them out, and my son had been doing YouTube for a while. He actually, at the time, had a much bigger channel than I did. As I'm paying for the microphones, the guy looks at me and goes, do you do videos about Disney? And my son, if you've seen his videos, you have an idea of his personality. He just went, it's definitely a different thing. It's something you start to get used to a little. I don't know. I don't want to know what it would be like for somebody who was actually famous. That would drive me nuts.
That would be weird.
That's why Sia does what she does.
Yeah. I mean, and I love meeting people. If I'm out in the parks, I definitely want people to come up and say hi. But if I am, they're going to probably turn around and go, hi.
Hi, bye. Yeah, hi,
There's
bye.
a lot of times where somebody will come up and say hi, and it won't just be the hi, can I have your autograph? It will be the hi, I'm going to stand here for 15 minutes talking about how much I adore you, even though you have no idea who I am. And that's when it gets awkward.
Yeah.
Although I had that, actually, even before I did the channel, I would have people who would do that because they recognized me from working on the train.
Oh, gosh.
So, we'd be grocery shopping, and I would have people walk up and go, Alfie Bolin!
Your name was Alfie Bolin?
Well, Alfie and Ralphie are the two train robbers. Yes. So, yeah, we would get recognized in the store. Although it wasn't as bad as a couple of my coworkers. Guy who trained me named Rick. Love Rick to death. Rick was awesome. He told me the story of when he was up at the Springfield Mall, the Battlefield Mall up there, shopping with his wife. He's sitting at the little courtyard area while his wife is in the shop buying stuff. And all of a sudden you hear this voice in the middle of the mall. I know that man! He robbed me!
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And Rick had to get this lady to calm down, quiet down, and say, ma'am, do you know what you just said? And she was like, oh, no, I meant at Silver Dollar City. It was part of the... I'm grateful. I really haven't had anything like that. It probably would have been me yelling something dumb and putting my foot in my mouth.
Yeah, he would probably say, hey, you were really nice at Silver Dollar City. I robbed you.
Yes, I have said that same kind of thing. Oh, yeah, you probably know me from Silver Dollar City. I'll bet I robbed you at least once. Or the other line that I know this irritates Amber, because I'll have people come up to me as a pastor, and I'm talking to them like, I know you from somewhere. It's like, oh, yeah, I worked out Silver Dollar City on the train. I probably robbed you a few times. Except since I was a pastor, I really didn't rob anybody. I just took offerings.
Offerings.
Because he's like, oh, not that line again.
No, that's a great line. I love that line.
I mean, sometimes your dad jokes make sense. There's other times where you'll say something and then you'll make a face like it's a dad joke, and it will take everybody around you a few minutes to realize that it was an attempt at a dad joke, even though it didn't really have a punchline.
But see, half the fun of those are the ones where you're going, what?
No,
that's what I find funny.
That's what you always say, but I think half the time you just spit out whatever comes on your mind, and then you don't realize until afterwards that it made absolutely no sense.
Made sense to me. Of course, I don't make sense to me half the time either, so.
Yeah, but when you do, that's even worse.
Had a comment from somebody the other day, and again, we can go back to Disneyland on this one, where, don't you know that the characters in the parks, they're just people?
How dare you?
Having worked behind the scenes, is it not as special? And I was kind of like, I don't know. I think after having seen behind the scenes, it actually becomes more special.
Well, yeah, because
you see how they're put together.
You appreciate the acting. Like, oh my gosh, I know that you must be hot and sweaty and miserable, and you just have to be happy.
When we were at Disneyland, I don't know if you remember when my sister
Yes.
got on to me. My sister met us for one day. We're actually in Disneyland. We're over at the Alice in Wonderland ride, in fact. And the Mad Hatter walked by. And because I love the characters, Mad Hatter's not one you see at Walt Disney World.
Which makes
pretty
me
much
sad.
Ever. And so I went, oh, it's the Mad Hatter! And these two as well. They're both like, and
Yeah.
Because we're never going to get another chance to have a photo with him.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
they went running over first. I'm trying to get my stuff so I can go. And my sister looks at me and goes, don't you know that it's just a person in a costume?
Aunt Debbie has trouble having fun sometimes.
And I was kind of like, okay, maybe backstage, but on stage, no. That's the Mad Hatter, and I haven't seen him in forever.
I still don't understand why the Mad Hatter was in the villain's corner for the evening part, though.
Yeah,
all the other
okay.
villains were out.
That was weird.
And,
Yeah.
then there's the Mad Hatter. He's not even the villain in the story. They could have had the Queen of Hearts.
Yeah.
He's a cool character,
Yeah,
but he's
that-
not
yeah,
a bad guy.
Maybe it's just how he looks.
I don't know. But, okay, so thinking about that part of going to a park with me,
Yes.
would you prefer that I was more like other people in that one?
No,
I don't
that's,
want you to-
that's a great thing.
I don't want you to not think that it's fun to run up to characters, but it also is a little annoying sometimes when I just want to go up and have a hug and a smile, and then you start going, let's have a dance contest!
Hey, although it wasn't his
You did
fault.
that with Chippendale.
Did I do dance contest with Chippendale?
You tried very hard to. It was
don't remember
super
that one.
awkward.
Oh, doing the Charleston? But, I mean,
Sorry, I don't remember that one.
But, of course, that's so much better, because when I go to Disney, I don't want someone who's like, they're just people and characters, and oh yes, I know how that ride works mechanically, I don't care! No, I would much rather have someone who has fun, because that's the point of theme parks. You're supposed to have fun and feel like a little kid, and act like a 5-year-old. It's acceptable.
As long as you're not trying very hard to be cool, because when you try to be cool, it automatically makes you uncool.
Okay, but see, in
Yes.
my case, there is absolutely no hope of me ever being cool. So
True.
that's kind of
True.
a hopeless thing anyways. I gave up on that, so at that point, I'm not really caring if I'm cool or not, because I know I'm not.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're not.
I'm sorry. The things that kids have to put up with from their dads.
But I don't want it to be like, you had that one commenter who was like, you're a terrible father! How dare you hurt your kids like that!
Oh my gosh,
think-
I've seen those comments and they're
I
terrible.
think, honestly, and I don't want to sound bad by this, but if you honestly think that about dads that embarrass their kids, you might need to get a grip just a little bit.
So, in other words, what you're saying is, even though it bothers you, you're actually more grateful that I embarrass you than if I didn't.
Well, I'm grateful that you are at least trying to have fun, as opposed to those fathers that say, go do whatever you want, I don't care what you do, I'm not interested in your life.
I think I've just
Yeah.
been given permission to embarrass her
No.
more at the parks. That's what I,
It's-
that's what I heard.
Don't waste the sarsaparilla.
My daughter, as you
Empty
can see, has
bottle?
a drinking
I've gotta
problem.
save it. I have to
Okay.
save it. Oh, that makes me look worse. I have to save my bottle.
See the baby with your bottle.
I have to drink to get through the video.
I ran out.
Now, you better hold it up and show. It's sarsaparilla. Sioux City sarsaparilla. No, my kids are not sitting here drinking stuff they shouldn't.
Although I am 25 and she's almost 25.
It's technically a rude drink.
Technically, I guess.
So that's a little bit of a look at visiting park. Okay, so if you have the option, would you rather go to a park with me or without me?
With you, without your persona.
Okay.
Depends on my mood of the day.
Okay, so let's say that we're getting ready to go to Journey to Atlantis.
As long as you're not...
Guys,
trying to-
no, this is not funny.
Oh, it was hilarious. I will have to tell that story at some time.
Why not tell it with me right here?
Loral
with
doesn't
facial
like roller
expressions?
coasters. And so her dad and I, and Amber, and I think Abby was with us.
Yes, she was
Yeah.
very little, but she was.
It's just a boat ride, Laurel. It's just a boat ride. And if you've been to Journey to Atlantis at SeaWorld, you've got the boat portion of it that's the first 2/3, and you have the big drop, and then after the drop you go backwards, or
Not backwards.
to the back area, not backwards.
You go on the coaster part of it.
But
Which I didn't know about.
she didn't know about the roller coaster. We'd done the big drop. We came around the curve and kind of went up the lift hill as if we were going back.
And I'm
towards
like,
the
is
thing.
it over? Is it over?
And I'm sitting behind her going, it's okay, Laurel, you survived. The ride's almost over. We're just about to go back. And then we hit the roller coaster portion where it just does this sudden turn and drop and then turn again. She was going to kill me. It was...
Oh, I was literally screaming, I'm going to kill you!
It was fun. It was fun. Her dad and I thought it was hilarious.
So did everyone else in the boat.
So...
Honestly, I only went with it because I thought it would help you face your fears.
It didn't.
Well, she did face her fears. It just didn't help her.
I just ran away from them after that.
So anyways, it gives you a little look at what it's like to visit a park with me, and how wonderful and exciting. It's a blessing, and they never get enough of it.
Okay, in a strange way, that's true. Because, I mean, I flew up to a different state to come visit him. What's wrong with me?
I do get enough of it when I'm exhausted and you want me to keep pushing forward over and over and over, though.
Kind of like I'm pushing her a little bit now.
A little,
So,
yeah.
Okay. So with that in mind, we'll wrap up so that way she doesn't yell at me later, because she might.
Also, so that she doesn't break one of these precious bottles.
Yeah. So, hope you enjoyed this little look at visiting a park with me. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, share the video too. Check the description below. Thank you for my YouTube members and my patrons for their financial support. If you want to know more about that, hey, look for the links in the description. Thanks so much for watching. God bless. Okay, so this is... I am a goober and an obnoxious person in the parks.
Yes.
All right. If you'd like to know about my merchandise, contact information, fan pages, and more, be sure to check the description below. If you want to make sure you don't miss any of my videos, hit that button right there to subscribe. And if you want to see another one, well, I've got a great video for you right here. If you'd like to be like these wonderful people here too and support me financially on Patreon or YouTube, well, hit that little button right there. It'll even give you behind the scenes access and more perks. Thank you so incredibly much for watching, and God bless.